After nearly a year of silence, the man responsible for Lil Jeff's death has broken his silence, and what he revealed changes everything. Trap City Rob, the shooter behind one of the most discussed killings in Chicago street history, has finally admitted what happened that day. And according to him, it wasn't just a hit, it was survival. The incident went down on June 8, 2024. Surveillance footage showed Lil Jeff and two others posted in a black SUV, lurking outside a Trap City block. Moments later, Jeff jumped out, chasing down a rival wearing yellow shorts, firing shots in broad daylight. What most people didn't know, though, was that someone had tipped off Trap City Rob before the crew pulled up. According to Rob, he wasn't waiting to start a war, he was bracing for one. His confession in a recent Block 2 Block interview revealed he saw at least 6 people coming after his homie. And with that kind of pressure, he stood on business. What's worse is that when Jeff got close to the porch, the whole scene flipped. Bullets came flying from the alley, and Jeff, stranded away from his crew, was gunned down right there on the front steps. But here's where the story turns cold. Jeff's own boys didn't run in to help. They watched, they ducked, and when it was all over, they grabbed his body and fled before the cops arrived. A fan later said what many were thinking. They lowered their guns like, damn, our big homie just got stood over in front of us. And that's exactly what the police confirmed. Shell casings near the porch showed Jeff was hit again and again, even after he fell. According to Rob, the porch had always been his safe zone, his spot, a place he stayed posted, fully aware of every angle, every shadow. When asked why he was always out there, Rob simply said, "I'm conscious, bro. I understand the overall." He didn't brag, he didn't gloat. Instead, he spoke about street violence like someone who had seen too much of it. He even said drill rap is a trap, designed to make young black men destroy each other. And the more he talked, the more people started calling him Grown Man Rob. One viral comment read, "Jeff was a little immature kid running up on some OGs." But this wasn't just gang politics. There's history here. Long before the shooting, Lil Jeff lost his cousin Zoni, his protector after his older brother Jay Boogie got locked up. That death is what changed him. After Zoni was gunned down in his car, Jeff turned ruthless. He inked his cousin's name on his skin and set his sights on retaliation. One of those targets? A Trap City member named Lil Pooh, who Jeff eventually caught slipping and killed just months before his own death. So when Rob pulled the trigger that day, it wasn't just for turf. It was part of a war that had been brewing for years. And when the smoke cleared, it wasn't just Jeff's body lying cold on the pavement. It was everything he thought he was fighting for.
This one trip in Vegas, I was in the corner of the bed, he was beating my body, and then he like, if you move, your stomach gonna bleed. I'm gonna kill this baby, you're gonna be bleeding for a month.
Woo, y'all, this one is heavy. The footage that just dropped online changes everything. We're talking about BLUEFACE, the same man who made headlines for dating Chrisean Rock, dragging their toxic relationship through the mud, and now he's being accused of physically assaulting her while she was pregnant. And to make things worse, this ain't just an allegation anymore. There's actual footage circulating that paints a whole different picture than BLUEFACE been trying to show online. Let me just say this, if what we're seeing is even halfway real, BLUEFACE might not walk away from this one. So let's start with the footage. This disturbing clip allegedly shows BLUEFACE pushing Chrisean in what looks like a hallway. You can clearly see her stomach. This ain't some old footage from before the pregnancy. She looks visibly pregnant, her body language is defensive, and then bam, BLUEFACE lunges at her.
This one trip in Vegas, I was in the corner of the bed, he was beating my body, and then he like, if you move, your stomach gonna bleed. I'm gonna kill this baby, you're gonna be bleeding for a month. Then he rode me over with a car. Like, bro, this is all when I was 6 months pregnant.
She didn't name him directly, but come on, who else could she be talking about? And let's not forget she's been defending BLUEFACE for months.
Daddy, I'm coming back home, me and the baby. I'm just waiting on your call. I love you. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. And I'm gonna make up for everything. I promise.
So for her to come out and say this publicly, yeah, something must have snapped. Now here's where things get even more emotional. Back in 2023, Chrisean confessed that she had 3 abortions before deciding to keep the child she had with BLUEFACE.
Because at first I was getting pregnant and then I aborted. Like, ooh.
You did a lot.
3 times. With him. Then got to a point where he was like, I want a family, I want a baby with you.
So just imagine carrying a child for someone who ends up hurting you while you're pregnant. The internet might clown her, but that's deep pain right there. Fast forward to 2025, BLUEFACE is behind bars and Chrisean is out here dropping more claims. On Instagram, she accused him of doing drugs in prison and questioned how he had the audacity to judge her parenting when he's not even clean. And BLUEFACE, he fired back saying the only reason he let her back in the house was because he thought she was homeless. That kicked off another online fight where Chrisean denied ever being homeless and told him to stop bringing their son into the drama. Let's not forget the Twitch ban drama. Social media blew up with rumors that Chrisean left her baby alone in a car. She clapped back hard. "It was my outfit, cheetah print, zip down, stop the fake narrative. My peoples were out with the baby." After all the drama, abuse claims, drug use, Twitch ban, Chrisean pulls up to the 5th annual Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards looking unbothered. But y'all know how Hollywood is. The internet is split. Some folks are defending her, while others say she needs to take accountability. One fan wrote, "So now she blaming him for the baby's condition too?" Here we go. If he said all this, why did you want to get back with him? We tired of hearing about all these shenanigans. But others came with empathy. At this point, girls, sit down and accept your responsibility. You're with your son regardless. At this point, it's clear. This relationship has gone from toxic to tragic. What started as a chaotic love story turned into a public nightmare. But let's not forget the child caught in the middle. That baby deserves peace.